Happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's tip of how to wear it right. Today I'm going to be talking about eyeshadow. I get a lot of questions about how to put on eyeshadow. A lot of women are embarrassed to say that they're grown women who never learned how to put on eyeshadow. So here's the thing. You can do whatever you want with your eyeshadow. There are so many different ways to apply it, so many techniques, ways to use color, matte, shimmer. So today I'm just going to do a very simple technique, a simple look. It only takes 2 or 3 colors. And this is something that's just going to kind of give your eyes some depth, make them pop a little bit. This is just something that I pretty much do every day. So what I'm going to start with, and as you can tell, my left eye is done. Hopefully you can see. My right eye is not done yet. I have already put on concealer to prime my eyelids, and it also helps to cover up the blood vessels that are in my lids to give it a nice clean place to start. So, and I've also tight lined my upper lash line just with black. I like to put the liner underneath it because I have hooded eyes, and that means that when my eyes are open, you can hardly see any of the lid. So if that's you, or if you can't see any of the lid at all when your eyes are open, that means that you have hooded eyes. So my goal when I put on my eyeshadow is to try and make this part right here seem like it's less noticeable. So some days it's puffy and more saggy than others. So what I'm going to try and do is put a shadow right here to push that back and make it less prominent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my favorite Mary Kay eyeshadow is this one right here. It's called Hazelnut, and it's just a nice matte, cool mid-tone brown. So I'm just going to put that. I'm going to start not in my crease because I'm kind of faking it, because if I looked at my crease is down further. So I'm actually going to keep my eyes open and see where I'm putting it right here. I'm creating a crease, really. I'm creating a shadow. So this is a technique that's specifically for hooded eyes, but when you're putting your own shadow on, just kind of look in the mirror and decide, what do I want to be pushed back? And that's where you're going to apply that shadow. So if you have a great, lots of space between your eyes and you have a nice natural crease and you don't have a hood, then just place this color in your crease. So this is called our crease, our transition color, and you want to use a matte mid-tone color. It doesn't have to be brown. It could be a peach or a pink, even a lavender. Just put it in the crease. What I'm also going to do is take it down and connect it here at the outer corner of my eye. So kind of creating just a little bit of an outward angle there at the corner and then bringing it in. And then what I want to do is take a brush that's a little bit more fluffy and just blend the edge. We don't want harsh lines. We don't want to look like we've painted it on. So I'm just blending that out. Then I'm going to go back in with this. This is a pencil brush, by the way, that I was using in my crease. I'm going to get some more of that hazelnut on there. And I don't line my under lash line, hardly ever. What I do is I use eyeshadow. It creates a softer look, and it just kind of makes your eye look bigger if you do a little bit of a smoked out look underneath. But remember, this is with your light color, so it's really hardly noticeable. You're just softening up that lower lash line. Okay, so then we're done with our mid-tone matte color. We're gonna move on to our accent color, and this is optional. Some days I don't do an accent, most days I don't do an accent color. Today I'm gonna use this purple. It's a, this is called Iris. It's a matte purple right here. You could use a shimmer for this accent too if you wanted to. This is kind of totally up to you. Now, one way to do your accent is to put the color on the lid, but because I have hooded eyes, that tends to just make my lid kind of disappear back into my hood. So I'm just gonna concentrate it on the outer corner of my eye. So I'm making a little sideways V shape into the crease a little bit and then down along the side. So it's a sideways V. So really there's not a whole lot of color there, just a little bit of a pop of color at the outer corner. And I'm using this pencil brush again. So again, don't be really too precise, but make sure that you're blending. So I'm gonna go back in with that brush again and blend those colors together. So it's just really a tiny hint of purple, not much at all, but the purple helps to bring out the green in my eye, so I like to use purple. Then I'm gonna go in with this little, this is actually called the smudger brush. It's just really thin, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of that purple again on the lower lash line. Again, this is optional, but when you look at my eyes, you don't say, oh look, she's wearing purple eyeshadow. You really just see that my eyes are popping, I guess. So that's kind of the goal here. Okay, so then I'm gonna clean off that brush because I really like to use this little smudger brush for my under eyebrow highlight. I like to just put a little teeny bit, that's why this brush is good. And I'm using Moonstone, which has shimmer in it. So you want to use a light color, something that's a light cream or a white, and you're just going to put this just right under the brow bone. It's not going to come down very far, especially if you don't have a lot of space there between your eye and your eyebrow. So we're concentrating on highlighting that arch area. So we're not bringing it in all the way, I'm just kind of bringing it at halfway and highlighting the arch. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of that Moonstone color on my lid. I'm using this is actually an e.l.f. brush. It was $1 at Walmart. I like it because it's short and I can pat the color onto my lid really nicely. So I'm going in with that Moonstone again and just patting it on my lid. And this is mostly gonna be on the center and a little bit towards the middle. And then I'm also gonna put some in the inner corner as well to give it a little bit of a highlight. So kind of on that lower lid there at the middle. Okay, and that is it. So you don't have to use all those different brushes I did. You really could get by with one brush. You could get by with your finger if you need to, but really you should have at least one brush for blending. So if you only have one brush, get something that's kind of fluffy so that you can just really blend it out, because you can apply it with your fingers, but you really want something so that you don't have any lines. So that's what this fluffy brush is gonna do. So then I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my mascara. So there you go, that is the finished look. So eyeshadow, just practice, just find what works for you, just find the colors that you like, because what works for someone else may just not do your eyes justice. So find what works for you. Make sure that you blend, 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 and basically that's it.